Conversations with the Empress. I am the Empress, and as you can tell by my barely there attire, it's Freaky Friday, y'all. The day we've all been waiting for. At least I have. And you know I love a Freaky Friday. Before we get started, you guys know the routine. Please go hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons below. They all really help my channel to grow, and I greatly appreciate the support. So, do your girl a favor. Go hit that like, share, and subscribe right about now. Thank you. So, the fit for tonight, just something new I bought for you guys. Hope y'all like it. Let me know in the comments what y'all think, because I like it. It's very comfortable. It allows me to wear my little jade elephant. I love elephants and I love jades. So, you know, doesn't really go with the theme of the show tonight, but hey, it's a good look. Tonight's show is all about safe words. Many people think that safe words only apply to like BDSM dynamics, but it's really not true. I feel that all different types of relationships can benefit from safe words. It's something that I feel like the word safe word came up so much with 50 Shades of Grey, and 50 Shades of Grey kind of brought BDSM to the forefront, although most people who are in BDSM will tell you that 50 Shades of Grey is not really an accurate depiction of what the lifestyle is really like. I give it the credit of bringing it to the forefront and making it less taboo, even though it wasn't a real depiction, of what the lifestyle is really like. But being that it brought it to the forefront for all the vanillas, as I like to say, you can look at, BDSM and borrow things from it to add to your vanilla relationship. Safe words are that proverbial way of saying, stop, no, I'm not with this, not my thing, let's stop, okay? Y'all probably remember Kevin Hart's comedy thing where he was talking about having sex with his partner and it being something that made him uncomfortable, and he said pineapples. Pineapples would be considered his safe word. And they were not in a kinky relationship. They were in a vanilla relationship. He just happened to have boundaries. And honestly, we all have limits and boundaries. No matter if we're vanilla, if we're kinky, or whatever. Even the most sexually advanced kinky people still have limits and boundaries that they need to have respected. Because everybody is not into everything. Safe words can be whatever word you want them to be, outside of yes, no, and stop. A big reason why yes, no, and stop should never be used as safe words is because when you're doing a BDSM scene, or even if you're having some really great sex, you might say yes, no, and stop and not mean any of those. It's too hard to know if the person is really meaning yes, no, and stop, or if it's just, in the heat of the moment, what comes out their mouth. So no to yes, no, and stop. For example, my safe words are sugar and candy. Sugar is my slow down word and candy is my stop word. So you could have one safe word or you can have multiple safe words. The traditional is red, green, and yellow. Red meaning to stop, yellow meaning to slow down, and green meaning keep doing whatever you're doing. I love it. Okay. In my book, I don't really think you need a green. If I'm not saying sugar or candy, that means whatever you're doing is fine with me. And I don't want to top from the bottom too much. Like, I don't look at safe words as something that you should use to top from the bottom. I feel that you should only use your safe words if you indeed need to use them. So I tend not to use a safe word other than sugar, because that just means, it's getting to be too much, like slow down, switch implements, or whatever. So some of the reasons why safe words are important is, number one, it creates healthy boundaries. With a safe word, you never feel like a situation can get away from you and something's going to happen that you don't want to happen. It protects you from that happening. It also teaches people to respect each other, and respect each other's boundaries, which a lot of people have a hard time doing. I see it every day. People just disrespecting people's boundaries, not just in a sexual way, but in general, It also helps you to learn 100% what your partner really likes. If your partner is saying green, 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 green on something that you're doing, then you know that your partner likes that. It's a very fast and easy way to decipher what your partner likes and doesn't like. And you know, every week I'm telling y'all need to listen and learn and figure out what your partner likes. So safe words definitely aid to that. It also allows the person who is in the dominant position to go as far as they would like and not have to second guess what they're doing. I remember when I had a slave, I'm a sadist, so I'm into giving pain. I'm a masochist, I'm into receiving it. But when I was dealing with my slave, I would love to have pain sessions with him where I would beat him. And his safe word allowed me to go as far as I wanted to go without hurting him. Because if it was too much, he would safe word and I would stop. But it also allowed me to say, okay, I could go willy-nilly crazy, hog wild on him. And if I don't hear a safe word, I can keep going. So to do that, to give that type of freedom to a sadist is very freeing. It's exhilarating. It makes you feel like it's limitless what you can do. Especially if you have a slave like how I had, who never, ever, ever wanted to safe word, ever. So it definitely allows you to be more free on both ends of the spectrum. It also gives positive reinforcement for things that you like. So like I said, if your partner is saying green, 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 and you know it, it's a positive reinforcement that they like what you're doing, and also that you're doing a good job at whatever it is you're doing. So it's positive reinforcement for positive behavior. The other thing that's super important, like the biggest reason, is it 100% lets you know that there's consent, that the person that you're playing with is wanting the things that you're doing. By hearing those greens or reds or yellows, it definitely lets you know exactly what that person wants, and you never have to worry about consent, as long as y'all are working with safe words. I feel that, and it's my personal opinion, that if somebody says to you that they want to play with you BDSM wise, really this is just for BDSM wise, but if somebody says they want to play with you and they say, well, you can't use the safe word, don't play with that person. Because that in itself is just like, why is me having a safe word a problem for you? That means you already have it in your mind that you want to do way more than what I'm going to be comfortable with if you don't want me to use a safe word. Don't ever agree to not use a safe word. If you want a safe word, you should use one. If the person you want to play with doesn't want you to have one, then don't play with that person. That's just my opinion from my personal experience in the lifestyle. Now, there are exceptions to that rule of not using a safe word. There are couples who have been together for years, decades, whatever, and they know each other and they don't need to use safe words with one another because they have such a bond and a connection and a trust with one another. But that's a mutual agreement to no safe words. It's not somebody saying, oh, no, you don't get a safe word. I personally have never played and not had access to my safe word. I won't use it all the time, but I need to know that it's there because it makes me more comfortable with play with whoever I'm with. So I've experienced both ends of the safe word. I've experienced using the safe word as a submissive, and I've also experienced having somebody use their safe word with me as a dominant. I remember for me as a submissive, I never really wanted to use my safe word. My safe word for stop is candy. You'll hear me say sugar or yellow, to slow down. But when I was a submissive, I never wanted to use my safe word because it made me feel like I was failing. So I would subject myself to more than what I probably should have just because I didn't want to look at it as a failure. That was one of the things that made me such a great submissive is that I didn't want to fail. Very rarely did I have to get corrected about the same thing more than once because I always had an attitude of wanting to please and impress my dominant. But even then, I still had access to my safe word. The craziest experience I had using my safe word was this one time. My dom at the time was doing role play with me, and he had me on the bed on my back, and my legs were spread wide open, but like tied up to the banister. Well, not the banister, the headboard or whatever. And he was like, I really wish I could just tie you with your legs together, in front of you. And I said, I can do it. And he's like, you sure? And I'm like, yeah. So he ties me like that. But little did I know, that putting me in that position was pressing up against my diaphragm, and it was causing me not to be able to breathe. So the only way I could get out of that situation was to use my safe word, which I did, and he immediately just cut me out of it. But, that's what I'm saying. Like, with BDSM play and like sexual acts and giving your body to somebody, there's bound to be something that you're not comfortable with, or, things that happen that could be dangerous. So having a safe word protects you and protects the person that you're playing with. Because if I didn't have that safe word and he just thought I was being a baby, like, oh, I can't breathe, I could have died. So it's like not something to be taken lightly. Safe words are really serious. They're really important. The thing that I liked about safe words on the dominant side when having a submissive or a slave is that, yes, I would work towards getting you to use your safe words, because that's me pushing your limit and knowing that you've gone to the furthest end of your capacity for me if you safe word. So I have fond memories of safe words coming from a submissive or a slave, because once you safe word, then that allows me to then do the aftercare that I love to do, and praise you for taking so much for me, and all those connecting, bonding things that happen between a dominant and a submissive. Safe words are great. Now, I know what you guys are saying. What about if you're in a situation where you can't talk and you can't use your safe word? So in those types of situations, let's say you have a ball gag in your mouth. Hand signals could be used as a safe word, whether it be to hold a hand up or a certain amount of fingers or a certain symbol or something. That could be your safe word in the instance that you can't talk. Also, if you're doing breath play, like let's say someone is behind you and has you in a choke and you're doing some breath play, a simple tapping out, same way you see in MMA when they tap out, will let the person know that they need to let go and let you have some air. I've definitely done that several times because I love breath play. I love having my breath taken from me. The tap out always works. It's something that the person can feel right away, and it's just as striking as saying some weird word in the middle of a scene. Another way you can safe word if you can't speak is by holding like a weight or a bag or a ball or something in your hand. If you drop that ball or bag, then that's your safe word. The person knows that they need to stop. So there's different ways to work around not being able to verbally say your safe word. You could get pretty creative with that. But yet again, you still have a safe word. Safe words is one of those things that, it's not really about what you're doing. It's just about boundaries. So, there's sometimes when I'm having conversations with people and I wish I could use a safe word because what they telling me is just too much. Safe words can be used for anything. It's not just a sexual thing. It's just about something to protect you and give you safe space. So, if you're in a relationship and there's things that you guys want to try, but one of you or both of you are nervous about trying it, safe words could be a thing to help you try something and feel safe to do it and not have to worry about it going way out of hand or getting further than what you may like to do. It also can help you to push yourself and push your limits further so you can experience more things. So get yourself a safe word, make it whatever you want. Blueberry, Farfignugan, whatever the hell you want to call it. Safe words, they're for everyone. Hey yo, thanks for watching. My contact information is below. Please go like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Your support is always appreciated. But if you want to show that support with them dollars though, throw your girl a cash app, you feel me? Until we meet again, smooches.